Okay, our next speaker will be Peter Lange with his speech delay tactics. So, delay tactics, Peter Lange.
It's 7:50 a.m. and that means we have 10 minutes to get in the car, start driving, and bring Teddy to school and Eva to kindergarten. Teddy, he's ready. Breakfast consumed, teeth brushed, bag packed. He's at the door, ready to go. Eva, on the other hand, she's still at the table in her pajamas. Bowl of cereal in front of her, spoon in hand. You would think she's having breakfast. Dear fellow Toastmasters, Madam Contest Chair, that would be a mistake. This is no ordinary breakfast. This is guerrilla warfare. You see, Eva, even though she's only 4 years old, is a master of delay tactics. And she doesn't want to go to kindergarten. When Eva does not want to go, what's next? She doesn't like what's going to happen next. She can take even the smallest of tasks, and she can stretch and stretch and stretch the time it takes to do that task beyond your imagination. I think even Einstein himself would have a hard time understanding just how relative time becomes when Eva goes into delay mode. But you're lucky, because tonight I'm going to share with you 3 of her most effective tactics. So take notes, because you might need these one day. The first 2 happen at the breakfast table. Remember that bowl of cereals and that spoon? When she sits down to eat, she gets off to a good start because she's hungry. But then she realizes it's a weekday and she has to go to kindergarten next. And so she enters the mode that I like to call the scientist. She will take just the tiniest sliver of cereal on that spoon. And instead of eating it, she goes and studies it. Sniffs it. Gives it a little taste before deciding to do it all over again. It's amazing just how little cereal you can eat in 5 minutes when you're eating like a scientist. But she's got an even better one. And I like to call this one the debater. She brings the spoon to her mouth, opens her mouth as if to eat. But instead of food going in, there are words coming out. And not just any words, no. She will invariably say something that she knows is not true. Because then either Teddy or myself will launch into the debate and start convincing her why she's wrong. Could be something like, Daddy, did you know elephants can fly? No, Eva, elephants are way too big to fly. But Daddy, didn't you see their ears? They've got such big ears. I would go and explain that you have to look at the size of the ears compared to the size of the elephant. That the ears are in the wrong place, they're not wings. It doesn't matter. She is as stubborn as her father, and so she will never give up. A fiery debate ensues, and 5 minutes later, 0 cereals consumed. Try and beat that. We have a tough opponent here, and at some point, my wife Corinna and I, we were at the end of our wits. How are we going to get to school in time? We decided to get tough with this little missy. And we said, Eva, you have 10 minutes for your breakfast, and that's it. After that, I don't care if you're done. You're going to the bathroom to brush your teeth. We thought we won. But what happened next was a clever adaptation. As soon as she gets off her chair, instead of going to the bathroom, she will scan the area. to see whichever parent is furthest away from her. She will then spontaneously decide that that parent needs a hug, a kiss, a little chat, maybe read a few pages from that book. It's tough, but as I didn't realize just how clever she is until I started writing this down. You see, all her tactics have something in common that makes them so powerful. Why do you think she chose the breakfast table as her main battleground? Corina, like any good Romanian mother, wants her children to eat well. And so it's very hard for her to take Eva away from the breakfast table when there's still food on the plate. Why do you think she pretends to be a scientist when her dad is a big nerd? Why a debater when mommy and daddy are both in Toastmasters? She knows what our weaknesses are and she exploits them ruthlessly. What about this last tactic then? The one I call spontaneous affection. I have a feeling this would work for each and every one of you. I mean, really, would you be able to be strict on time when this 4-year-old bundle of joy stumbles into the room, big smile, arms wide open, ready to give you a hug? If you can, if you would be able to, can you please teach me how as well? Madam Comtesse Chair.
Thank you, Peter.